I will try to give an overview of the technology. What are the areas of technology interventions? What are the options are available today? Because we have our technical experts, Dr. Puri is here with us. So he will be elaborating, and Maheshwaran is also there. He will be focusing on the IoT, what the technology, whatever they're using, and the success stories. So I will just start that. You can see it is visible, screen is visible?
No, not yet.
Now? Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. I will just share it out first. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let us understand what is CBG. It's a very basic things. It is a methane and in CO2, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. This is the combination of these three components. And this, after the purification, which remains CH4. Our target is to maximize CH4 content of this, because CH4 is ultimately driving whatever the energy you require for transportation fuel or for any other purpose. CH4 is the main component which we need to maximize. So CO2, carbon dioxide removal and H2S removal. So process will, in brief, it will continue to be fast from any biomass. You try to obtain the combination of this through the anaerobic digestion, and then purify, and then compress for making it transportable and also usable for different end users. This is the general process of the CBG production. If you have that outline, that whatever is coming as a feedstock, we have pictorial indications is there. You know, cow dung, then this whatever the biomass is, then sewage treatment plant waste and organic waste from the municipal solid waste. So through the pre-treatment, it is put into the digester. Digester, it gives a digestion and it produces biogas and also digested. There are two components are being produced. This biogas is then purified through different methods of purifications. It is then put in the compressor and then cascading, because it's filled in the cylinders, small cylinders, collection of cylinders, which is finally is being delivered to for the transport fuel or any other use of the fuel. Digested is a very interesting part. This is a very useful part of that, which is ultimately it's a biomanure and slurry. There are two types of things coming out. One is in the solid form, one is in liquid form. Both the forms is very important for our soil fertility, which is going to be an organic input of organic farming for the country. So with this process, you produce gas as well as the manure. So this is the importance of this compressed biogas manufacturing. What you do the pre-treatment of biomass? See, biomass is nothing but consisting of a lignin and cellulose and hemicellulose. So to digest it, these are the methods available: mechanical, and then chemical, then biological, and residual chemicals. These methods we are trying to break it and put it so that it can be easily digested. So this is on a pictorially we have tried to show how the things is being broken. Lignin is broken and cellulose and hemicellulose are being split, and then it gets to the digester. Anaerobic digester system, depending on mode of classification, there are various types of AD systems. If you see the feed content, then the feeding rate, flow pattern, and temperature. These four are the parameters which decides upon the digester design. And both the things are each of the parameters and handle this type. And the combination of this feedstock will define whether the feeding rate is required low or high. Flow pattern will be in batch or continuous. Temperature regime, depending upon this digestion yield. So mesophilic, thermophilic, all these things are detailed technical aspects which are available for designing the digester. Effect of temperature, it is very important here. anaerobic digestion is strongly influenced by temperature and can be grouped as these broadly three groups. What you are given cyclophilic and 0 to 20 degrees centigrade is the first range, then mesophilic is 20 to 42 degrees centigrade, and thermophilic is 40 to 75 degrees centigrade. So here, to get an optimum yield of digestions, you need to maintain at a temperature depending on the reactions and the digestion's efficiency. Changes in temperature are well listed by anaerobic bacteria, so as long as they do not exceed the upper limit as defined by the temperature of which the decay rate begins to exceed the growth rate. So that is very important, that the graph indicates briefly that what is the impact of temperature in the growth rate of this actual pathogens. The decay rate is very low at temperature below 50 degrees centigrade. So anything between in Indian system, whatever we are working on, because as our ambient temperature level is quite good, except for a very cold region, more or less the country, most of the part of the country naturally maintains a temperature gradient of 30 degree to 40 degree centigrade. Coming to technology digestion, what is the digestion technologies we are working on with? We have a wet digestion, which is very popular. You know, the continuously stirred tank reactor. CSTR in brief short form we work. This is a tank which is having a continuous stirration is there. And through this process of stirring and with the bacterial activities, gas is produced. Another part is you have a plug flow reactor, which is not very popular here so far, but there are few of our LOI holders have adopted for this plug flow reactor. And it is also one area where it is a very good efficiency is available for this type of technology also. Another is garage type. This is a very simplified technology. So you put the all biomass or whatever is this garage type reactor and let it decompose and produce gas. So broadly, these three digestion systems we're working on, but garage type is not used so far. Maybe a very rarely it is being happening. But CSTR is the most popular in the world for this digestion of the biogas production. We can quickly have an overview of complex mixed reactors, which is covered tank with mixing. It is being heated, mesophilic and thermophilic range, and 15 to 20 days of hydraulic detention time. So this is where your basic parameters which are required for designing this. The advantages, they have an efficient, and it has been proved. It's a proven technology for quite some time in the world. Can digest different levels of dry matter content. Energy crops also can be digested after the pre-treatment. Mixing efficiency is good, and good solid degradations. The disadvantages are few. No guarantee on how much time the material spends in the tank. There is an uncertainty, and mechanical mixing is required because we have to continuously give some energy we have to spend to keep on mixing this. Coming to mixed plug flow reactors, which is a horizontal plug flow reactor. Design incorporates progressive steps of narrow vertical mixing using gas injection throughout the length of the long rectangular channel. If you see this is a long rectangular channel, there is a mixing of using gas, or whatever gas is being manufactured, some portion of gas is injected inside to create and circular motions. It's you see the arrows movements. So this agitates the feed, which helps in without having an additional energy input. This agitation gives a broader perspective for more reactions. And that is where the whole digestion become very, very efficient. So advantages are it is inexpensive comparatively to other technologies, easily adapted to hydraulic flush. It is, the water requirement is always there, and construction and management is very, very simple. And you take that effluent and also the biomanure is taken out. You need not to go for a shutdown of the whole system to take out the manures. Yes, they are hard top to difficult to open to remove settled soils because you are horizontal, so you need to have a hard top. And membrane top subject to weather. If you put up for the membrane, then it's subject to the weather. If you can take care of these two disadvantages, this is going to be a very efficient technology for digestion. This is few of the photographs of the gas storage for your information and knowledge. You can see the bottom left diagram. The digester inside, and then the balloon is being fit, which is the bottom up the photographs. And right side is an independent balloon, which can be used as a storage. Coming to purification and removal of hydrogen sulfide, there are various methods are available. These are very standard things. These are all package items available. Biological fixations, iron chloride dosing, water scrubbing, activated carbon, iron chelting, and amine process. So all these are the various process of removal of CO2, and also this depends the efficiency of these processes ultimately gives you the purity of the method. Where in the presentation of Maheshwaran, he will discuss broad about it, the efficiency and whatever the different types of things and what type of yield you are expecting. This is pictorially, we can have some ideas about that. What is the PSA? What is the water scrubbing? This chemical scrubber, and also this membrane separation. Finally, there is, once the gas is produced, we need to compress. Through this compression system, we have to make this transportable, and also the whole thing is ultimate. My target is to reach the customer. So that is in this bridge is that there is different compressors are used, because if it is an online or daughter booster station, the compressor designs will be different. We have tried to give a range of compression solutions, different volume. If you have this different these things, design is based on the requirement. So that requirement changes. The various options are available. Today, if you use the CNG, the CGD grid, also if you use that compressed natural gas and CBG, the one thing is common that it is interchangeable, because for the benefit of some of our audience today, because there are some confusion, we get questions that whether CNG vehicle can be adopted to CBG without any change in engine design. Yes, you don't need to do any design change or anything changes in that. CNG vehicle can straight away take CBG. And this CNG, there are two different types of models are available, which is online, which is the pipeline, through pipeline you are compressing. The compression requirement is different there, because they have already priming pressure is already available. And also in this daughter booster stations, we have that we carry in the caskets, and there in the retailing, daughter booster retailing, then there are the different types of compressors are required, because already you are getting an input at a pressurized conditions. So these are the solutions for compression. This is a very important slide, because I am just going to give you an idea of the yield, because there are a lot of questions that how you know that how much yield will be there if I use X biomass or Y biomass or Z biomass. So this is one numbers which is broadly telling you that if you have an agriculture residue, biogas production from agriculture residue is 250 meter cube per ton, and CBG per ton is a 10 kg. That means if you require to produce 1 ton of CBG, then you need 10 ton of agriculture residue. Similar for press mud, you need 25 tons. Spent was 10 kL. So if you see the right line, you have a broad idea that if you are going to produce 5 ton of CBG, say you decide that I will make a plan that my requirement in the market is 5 ton, so I will go for 5 ton. So then how much biomass is required to be arranged on daily basis? So that is where this is an empirical formula you can use, you can understand that also. And this will give you a very good idea about the size of your plant and what type of, once you are sure about your feedstock requirements, say 100 ton of paddy straw, I can manufacture 10 ton of compressed biogas. And once it is 100 ton of paddy straw, then what will be our digester sizes, what will be our purification requirement, what will be our compression requirement. So this is the basic thing to understand, and then you can design your all the downstream processes. This is a dispensing, which finally we are going for a dispensing of biogas in a compressed state for vehicles or transportations. So this is what the flow happens like this. We have a stationary cascades, and then we have a compressor, and we have a mobile cascades, goes to dispenser, and then to vehicle. So this is the process flow. This is what it will look like. mobile cascade to dispenser, then mobile cascade to compressor to dispenser, then stationary cascade to dispenser. These are the various options are available. So that finally to reach the vehicles, that means you need a compressor, you need a cascade to carry the product, and you need a dispenser to deliver the gas into the vehicle. Ultimately, what is our target? We are targeting to get a circular economy. If you see, the waste is being converted in a various methods. In the morning, we have heard Mr. Jagdale also. He has given a total broad outline of the national priorities of renewable energies, and where compressed biogas is one of the major role holder. So if you see, anything can be ultimately circulated and produced. This useful productions can be used as an energy substitute. So this is where there is a requirement of understanding the process and also to decide on that in which way to go. First of all, whatever your input is available, based on that, what size of the plant you are going to make. And once you make the size of the plants, and then you see the offtake, who are there to take the offtake, like oil companies and gas companies, they are ready to take the offtake. And the market, propagation of the market in the offtake. So that if you see the totality as an entrepreneur, if you look at, these are the area where you need to really look at very, very minutely and decide on that. So that's all from my side now. I will leave this floor to Ravindran again, and we'll listen to our technology experts for the further speak.